Oh man, oh man, oh man. Alright everybody, what's going on here? So here's my live reaction to the Deji versus the Alex Wassabi fight. And let's get one thing straight here. Alex Wassabi, he clearly deserved to win the fight today. He, I think, performed better than Deji did today, if I'm being honest here, you know, because as much as I was hoping that Deji was finally going to break his losing streak, unfortunately, that didn't happen today because Alex Wassabi just proved to be the better fighter today. You know, I mean, let's not make any excuses here. Alex Wassabi just got the upper hand on Deji today, you know, but you still got to give props to Deji, you know, for him for being able to you know, train very hard. He really did I think slightly I think in a way he did improve on his boxing skills, but I don't think he's quite there yet, if I'm being honest here, because you know, what I've noticed from this fight was that Deji, a lot of times he got too defensive, in my opinion. You know, I think that the biggest mistake that Deji made in this fight was just him getting way too defensive and not getting more offensive, you know, because from my analyzation of the fights, what I saw him doing was that he was trying to wear out Alex Wassabi, you know. He was trying to dodge as much of his shots as possible, you know, as much of his punches as a way to try and wear him out so that Deji can get an upper fight on him in the later part of this match. But unfortunately that did not happen, because obviously from what I saw, Alex Wassabi, he clearly looked more confident in this match, if I'm being honest here. You know, Alex Wassabi, he looked way more confident, and he won this fight fair and square, you know, much like how Vinny Hacker last fight, he won that fight fair and square. Jake Paul, he won that fight fair and square. Now today, I think Alex Wassabi, he definitely won it fair and square, dude. And I personally think that Alex Wassabi, he basically, you know, came into this fight, you know, firing on all cylinders. That's what I got. That's all I can say about this fight, is that Alex Wassabi came firing on all cylinders. You know, he, you know, was playing like he wanted to win the fights today, and he did it. You know, while Deji, on the other hand, it looks like that, you know, he, and what I've noticed in the first two rounds is that, you know, I don't think Deji even laid a hook on him at all, you know, because what I've noticed is that Deji, he basically was getting super defensive as a way to try, you know, throw off his opponent and try to play, you know, basically mind games with his opponent, because that's what they do in boxing. You know, even though I've never done a boxing before, I can know that boxers do this, where they get all defensive as a way to try and play mind games with their opponent, you know, as a way to throw them off and throw their focus off. But, you know, what Deji tried to do today, unfortunately, did not work on Alex Wassabi, because Alex Wassabi clearly saw what Deji was trying to do, and that's why he just kept you know, putting the pressure on Deji so that, you know, he can win the fight. And that's what happened. Did Deji lose bad? Well, if I'm being honest here, Aiden, I don't think Deji lost that bad. Well, you know, let's just say I think the first two rounds, you know, Alex, he really was you know, getting it done. That's all I have to say. You know, Alex Wassabi clearly was knowingly and just really confidently, I feel like, having the upper advantage over Deji, you know, because I don't think like his loss was that bad, but I do think that Alex Wassabi, he proved to be just the better overall fighter today, you know. But listen, guys, this is boxing, you know, not everything is going to go your way how you want it to, and unfortunately it just so happened that nothing went right for Deji today, you know. Now, of course, I still think he's gonna box. I mean, I know that he's 0-3 in boxing right now, but you know, most of those people that are criticizing Deji probably have never stepped foot in the boxing ring before, you know. I don't think it's necessarily fair to criticize him, because, you know, you try stepping foot in a boxing ring, you know, because like me, for example, I've personally never stepped foot in a boxing ring before, so I don't know what it's like to, you know, train to box, you know, trains to you know, wake up in the morning and fight, you know, train to fight and all that stuff. But on the other hand, I really liked the boxing match with FaZe Temper. I believe FaZe Temper, that fight was a really good one, I have to say. You know, that's the only fights that I really watched today, because I was just waiting all day to watch this fight here, you know, because I watched earlier today, I watched a couple of football games, and now this was the thing that I was really looking forward to watching today, man. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out for Deji, man. You know, it's just it just sucks, because, you know, Deji, after he lost that fight to Vinny Hacker during the summer, you could tell that he was really devastated about that loss. And, you know, Deji decided to you know, put his YouTube career on side, you know, on hold as a way to, you know, prepare all these months, you know, for this boxing match. And, you know, you thought that, you know, by Deji, you know, putting his YouTube career on the side for a couple of months, you know, just to focus on improving his boxing ability was going to pay off. And that's what I really thought, is that Deji, you know, sacrificing his YouTube channel for a couple of months, you know, by not uploading videos and trying to, you know, just focus on boxing, you know, was gonna, I thought the sacrifice was gonna pay off today. But today from the fight, it looked to me that, unfortunately, the sacrifice, might have paid off in a way. Well, not exactly, because Deji didn't win the match, you know, but, all right, Aiden, thank you for coming to my stream. You have a good night, bro. But as I was saying, you know, at the end of the day, man, this is boxing, you know, not everything's gonna go the way how you want it to in the fight, in sports particularly. But one thing that I really took away from this fight is that I think Deji did way better compared to his fight with Vinny Hacker, and compared to his fight with Jake Paul. But today, Alex Wassabi, like I said before, man, going into these types of games, I meant going these types of boxing matches, you have to have the uppermost confidence in the world. You really have to prove it that you want to earn that win. And I just feel like today that Alex Wassabi just proved it, that he really, you know, wanted to get this win, you know, and put himself out there on the boxing map. And that's really what happened today. And of course, let me touch on a bit about the fan that stormed the ring. Now, of course, you know, you had that whole thing in the match where a fan literally stormed the boxing ring. I really hated when people do that, because this almost ruined the match for me, because they actually announced on the microphone that if this was going to happen, that they were going to have to call off the match. And of course, you know, in the audience, there's always that one type of idiot that wants to, you know, storm and do this type of really stupid crap as a way to try and gain attention. And me personally, I think that obviously the fan that stormed, or the member from the audience that stormed the ring, was obviously trying to, I think, do it as a publicity stunt or something. I'm not 100% sure, but doing that type of stuff isn't cool. Okay, I think it's ridiculous that some people do that, but unfortunately, some people are just like that, where they'll do anything, you know, and they'll do anything to try and, you know, do for a publicity stunt. And the fan storming, well, the member of the audience who stormed the ring, yeah, that was clearly a publicity stunt, you know. But going back to this fight, so yeah, it looked like that it could be called off, because literally, like, the announcer on the microphone threatened to call off the fights, but thankfully the fight wasn't called off. But still, I just generally feel like that the only thing that you can do right now is just, you know, try and learn from this fight. You know what they say, before you succeed, you must first learn to fail. There's this great saying. So I think that's what Deji's going to do, is that, you know, from all the past 3 boxing matches, including this one he lost, I think he's probably going to maybe learn from those and see, like, what he has to do in order to improve his technique. Because if I'm being honest here, I do think in a way that Deji does have to improve his boxing technique. I still think that Deji's boxing technique really has loads for improvement, if I'm being honest here. But yeah, man, Alex Wassabi, he just dominated this fight from start to finish. So this was obviously a win for him, fair and square. You know, I mean, let's not make any excuses here, because people are probably going to make excuses. But as a guy who was pulling for Deji to win the fight, Alex Wassabi, you know, like Vinny Hacker, like Jake Paul, they won those fights fair and square, you know. So that's what I think people really just need to accept and all that stuff. But I think I'm pretty much done here with this stream. I really feel like I've got nothing much else to say here. So Deji, you know, to Deji, keep your head up, and you know what they say, before you succeed, you must first learn to fail, you know, because there's that saying. And I think that Deji just, I think he just needs to learn this as a, or use this as a motivating factor, and, you know, see where he has to improve in what areas of boxing, because, you know, boxing, this ain't an easy sport. This is not an easy sport. This is just, boxing is one of the most rigorous sports ever. But whether it's more rigorous than rugby or American football, yeah, maybe that can be up for debate and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, Alex Wassabi, he got that W, while Deji, unfortunately, tonight's just wasn't his day. it sucks that he lost, but I mean, what can you do about it, man? This is boxing. So I'm probably gonna end this stream here because I just thought I would come on here for maybe 10 to 15 minutes and, you know, just share with you people my honest thoughts on this fight and all that stuff. But, you know, I really got nothing much else to say here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm probably gonna end the stream here unless people have some questions for me in the chat bar. Then I'll probably just, you know, hit that end stream button and, you know, just what can I say, man? To Alex Wassabi, if he ever watches this, I don't know if he's gonna ever come across this, but congratulations, well deserved. He clearly earned this win, man. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. And so thank you to everybody that showed up to my stream here. Keep on liking, keep on subscribing, and guess I'll see people in another video / stream. So